What's up, guys? Today's gonna be another video. So we're just gonna do a let's learn together type of video, and how we normally do these type of videos is that we just go and watch games that I've recorded, and we're just going to try to dissect and break it down, or like my thought process and stuff like that, right? Just some extra information for people. I do play the Bastard Sword. I go 99 STR. I go 99 strength, so I'm kind of a glass cannon, and then my runes is all defensive. Most of them is just defensive. I would show it to you guys, but I don't think you guys would have to really look at it, to be honest. So let's just go ahead and break down the first game. Now the first game is this map here. I don't remember what it's called. I just know that it has the two walls that you must shoot down with the bombardment artillery there, and I just shoot it. I just shoot the wall basically, right? So once I shoot those two, I decided to hit Z here, and then I start looking at where I should go, and I was waiting for the sieges to hit, right? So we're just doing artillery phase. This guy jumps down and he goes for the bagpipes, which I try to peel off for our ally here. They do charge me with these Yorkish here, but somebody dropped those fire bombs on those Yorkish and they just lost their speed multiplier. So I just picked them off there, and I decided to move my zealots and into a safer position. And once these walls start hitting, I take a peek over the wall, I take a peek inside to see what's going on, and I see a play that I could do with my zealots. These two players don't know, so they move in their stalwarts, and I'm going to collapse right on them, right on the backside, just to make it a lot easier for the team to come in. However, I think one of our allies decided to treb, and they just trebbed my zealots. Sometimes it happens. It's very tilting, but I think I was having a good day, so it didn't really matter to me. I just felt like it was pretty shitty. But a couple of people was like, LOL, or they're questioning, why was that a friendly treb? Why did you do that? And stuff like that. It happens. So I just bring in my zealots to move in. I'm just gonna go and pick off whatever I can. They're basically done. I'm suiciding them, right? There's only 7. I could do more plays with them, but I would rather just bring them in there. So I see the back line, and we're taking point here, taking B pretty easy while the team is moving in from the right side. We're just gonna go in and hit the back line here, which is all range. That is unprotected, so these are free units to hit, and normally people always ignore the range. I don't know why. So if you're a new player or veteran, make sure you guys go ahead and aim the back line. Never let them skirm for free, never let them pad damage, right? So you just want to slam it. Somebody comes in and we're trying to go for a 1v1, and I go for a 1v1 here, and we're just having a quick battle. So we go in, CC, Shellers, Bastard Sword, V, Bastard Sword, but the homie comes in with the Skylark kick, and we kill him. The two homies come in. See, that's why you got homies, you know what I mean? You get homies and they back you up. That's Patosa, I know him for a long time, and then Hound KR, somebody I met through another friend in game here. So once we take this point on the C side, we try to go up these stairs, and we're gonna try to move in. Everybody's moving in with the Spear Sergeants. However, Spear Sergeants is not a good unit to push in, right? So what they should have brought is like Zealots or anything that could actually do something, but Spear Sergeant just isn't the unit that you want to use to push. I brought out Helots, kind of troll. I wanted to build this supply point here on top of the stairs, so then that way the Spear Sergeants will get some defense boost here. However, the Cocos was laying it into them, and then I think they push out. Yeah, you never want to push in. You see how they had like Fortebraccios, or like they had pikes on top of their stalwarts. Nobody's gonna break that, right? If you don't have Zealots or anything that could break that, it's not gonna break. So that is a flank play. The only way to break that defense is to actually flank and pincer from both sides. I tried pulling out my Yorkish, but it's a good thing that I didn't, because the Duke that came in had Berserkers, and my Yorks would have died. So I'm glad that he interrupted me before I pull out my unit, and I think I die here. Yeah, they had Halberd elites and everything, right? So they just pummel me here, which is fine. I'll take that death. I'm really happy that I didn't pull out my Yorkish. So I decided to go with Yorkish. I wanted to try to hit a flank play, but I think I messed up somewhere. Now I could have slammed from the front entrance, but I wanted to hit the backside, and I thought I saw a lot of Yorkish Knights on the floor, but they were actually Claymores. There was a mix of Claymores and Yorkish Knights. They looked similar, and I kind of trolled myself there, so I fed them, right? Remember what I said a couple of videos before? You never want to slam into Claymores, especially when they have their cleave ready, and that's what they just did to me. So I basically donated my Yorkish there, and I just lost it. I don't think I got any value off of those Yorkish. Probably a couple of enemy Yorkish, but that's about it. Now the team is moving in, slamming from one side here. The team in the front should have pushed in already after seeing the other dude that's inside, and we're looking for a flank play. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm in mid game using my last unit already, so this is kind of like a Zerg play. I'm pulling too much, so I'm a little bit off rhythm. I'm a little bit early, right? So this is what we call early rhythm, because we're still in mid game. We're not at home point yet, which is late game, and I'm forced to pull, which kind of sucks because I did a couple of bad plays, but it is what it is. So I pulled pulled out my claymores and I decided to try to push in with the team. This is a great position to be in. The team is moving in with their zealots and everybody's having great units for push. This is the Zerg comp right now. You see claymores and zealots, great Zerg comp. I move in and I follow up here and I go in with charge and I wait for that 3-2 and I did the 3-2, which is a cleave. We cleave everything. It's my claymores and Hound's claymore here. The enemy team brings in bill hooks and they're trying to pincer us, but then I think we have enough damage to go out, so then they can't sustain. That spear sergeant is by himself, so we're just gonna pick him off, and that's what we do. We go from the backside here and we just hit the backside. Always want to hit the backside, right? Get the critical damage in. You see the composition here. We got Cocos for the CCs, we have the spear sergeants for a little bit of tank, and we have the berserkers, the 2 claymore composition, and the zealots, and we were able to take C really easy, right? So that is your Zerg comp. If you don't have Zergs in your team, that's what you want to aim for, right? So once you see those units, you can move in together. So we're just taking C, everybody's bunkering up, healing up, everybody is unwinding their CDs and stuff like that, right? So they're refreshing their CDs, we take that point there, so then we could pull, and we're just gonna position. So we could do the final push, because I'm basically useless. After these claymores are gone, I'm basically useless. I don't have a unit, and I would have to play hero and rely on the team here, right? So, but good thing this team was kind of stacked. They knew what they were doing, and it was a really good game. So I decided to go on the backside, because it's easier to be on a backside on this map. If you go through the front, normally people like to stack pikes and stalwarts on the front side, so it's hard to push in. And I wanted to see an angle. I wanted to peek and play artillery, which it was a useless artillery I placed down, but I did it anyways. I just wanted to mess around. I think I needed a seasonal quest to place a artillery, so I decided to do it. Like if I had like a longer range, like a cannon or something like that, it would have been better for me to use that instead. But I used the repeating arrow artillery here, shooting shields that does nothing. I just decided to shoot it, you know, I was just trolling here. I tried to hit the backside of all the range, but I don't think the range would hit. So I was like, you know what, forget it. I decided just to go down. I placed it down for the quest, and I was like, I wanted to get some damage, but the enemy played their distance correctly, and I couldn't really push. And I jumped down, healed the fall damage here, and decided to go up the stairs, and we're just waiting. We're letting the back line skirm. You see how these range is just shooting while the stalwarts in the front is protecting, and then the homies putting down a artillery cannon to shoot the stalwarts on the left side. And I think somebody pinged on the right side here. They had vision, they had angle, and you'll see, watch, somebody's gonna ping on the right side that there is something. I placed a treb down. I can't see. I messed up the treb so bad. I wish devs, if you would let us do a Z angle on trip would be nice. So the homie pinged on that side because he peeked, and I was like, all right, let me go ahead and catch this side, because that guy's gonna move into these gunners, and I knew what he wanted. I, you know, countered me and Patosai, we counter here. He brings his Zerkers in a while, so we clap the hero. Now the hero can't move. Hit the charge because I'm still on for freedom, which applies the knockdown, right? Because it enhances my 1 ability. And then the homie Patosai, he comes in with the berserkers to clear everything else. And I think the guy that we killed just rage quit, which happens, you know. You want to counter to counter, catch the counter, and I think on 2. So he goes his Zerkers, I go my cleave here, and we do a trade, right? Doing what we can. So we took out 2 units, right? We did a good trade while Hound KR here, he goes and tries to take point, try to protect his unit so he doesn't get flanked, but it is what it is. It happens. And then I think I die here. Yeah, I went in a little bit too deep, but that is fine. And we just play timer. Everybody's just fighting for point here. A lot of shield units, You got stalwart, you know, bumping into Marmellos here, but Marmellos win that trade. If you have a stalwart and you see Marmellos, you want to get out the way. If you don't get out the way, those Marmellos will fucking ruin your day, because they could just dive in and spread your units, right? So they're one of the off metas. They're good counters to stalwarts, but they need protection. Yeah, so everybody's just moving in. We're trading. Everybody's trading right now. Coco's throwing free fireballs, and notice how the backline hasn't been punished. The enemy team hasn't punished the backline, which allows us to get a lot of free damage out. So then we go in and we try to take point here. The game is basically done, and this ends game 1. So we just take that. Good game, right? All right, so that is game 1. Let's go ahead and move on to game 2. As always, be sure to use this gift code here, or promo code that you see on the screens, so you could get yourself 100 unit medals and 1 purple era unit that could help your grind out if you are a beginning player or returning player, or if you are just playing and you're just happen to see my video. I think it should work for you too, even if you're active. Now, game 2 is one of my favorite maps. It's the it's the Dynasty map, right? It's one of my favorite maps. But anyway, for this map, I think I brought out Imperial Javelin, Zealots, and Claymores and Helots for defense, which I kind of regret because I think I messed up on my Jav plays. But anyways, let's go ahead and just watch it. So every time I play this map, I like to bring my Imperial Jav so I could play right side breach just in case if the enemy breaches this side. I think they didn't breach it. I don't remember, but let's see. So we kicked the ladder here so then he could just leave. And I think he wanted to bring his Berserkers. He's prodding for any weaknesses that we have. And the wall's broken now. And I overextended myself here. I want info. If I had Yorks instead of Imperial Javs, all these would have been dead. This is why I regret going Imperial jabs, but I was getting like hit by the bowman right there, getting CC'd, so I couldn't do my full burst. The enemy team is bringing Marmellos, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit them for free right here. Hit one, get the free hit about 6 here. Skirping for free is always good. And I just wait here. The guy has his Marmellos right there. The other dude charges in his village watchmen's. And the enemy team, what they want to do is have us move into that breach so then they could artillery, but I don't want to take that bait. However, I do shoot a couple of jabs here, and I think I take one berserker. So I take one berserker, one free pick, you know, free pick. But the enemy team is on the stairs, so like I'm wasting my time being right here. That's one of the things I do regret. And once I saw them move up the stairs, that's when I started noticing, oh shit, they're on the wall there, right? But I need to replenish my units. I could have easily moved in together with the team, but I asked Batosai, is it light or heavy? And he told me it was heavy. And I was like, okay, so let's go ahead and just be closer to entrance of main. But I do want to harass a little bit here. So I put my units right over here, and this was bad. I should have done 4 instead of 1, I think, because I hit 1 and they're going to target whatever, and they're hitting units that's the closest, right? And anytime you play jabs, they're going to target the nearest units. That's just how their AI works. I should have hit 4 or 2 instead. Animation is what matters. I pick off 12 with these jabs, which isn't too bad, right? And normally when we're playing our units, we like to talk of value, what type of value your units have, and how you determine value is through KD based on your units, right? So if you bring 30 units, if you go for 30 kills, that's a 1.0, like a trade. That is a 1.0 KD trade. If you go double your unit count, which is 60, then that is a 2 KD. You want to make sure that you start getting better KD on your units to determine its value. Sometimes there's quests for it too, like have a higher KD, a 1.5, a 2.5 KD on whatever units. And one of the best units to do it right now is the Berserkers, just because they're 11 units, right? But yeah, you want to determine what value you have based on what your units you have. Obviously, it doesn't count for serfs and stuff like that, right? Because they're 40 count and they don't do damage, but they can push towers. So those unit values is determined differently. Anyways, so I bring my jabs here on this side here, and I hit a 1 into the shields, and I hit a 3, so then I could peel. However, I move my units back here, and I'm trying to snipe, but I messed up because he backed up. I target the hero instead, so they hit the wall. I wanted to hit those pikes instead. Sometimes that sucks, but it happens. I'm hitting for free. Enemy gets tired of my bullshit, and I think he starts to chase in a while here. And I think I get one more. I get one more hit off. No, I hit 3 right here just to peel off Cav here. I should have backed up my units a little bit more, create some distance, but I get really greedy, and I just hit the 1 here. So I'm trading 30, so I'm at a 1 KD. We kill something for free, and I am at 22 units now. That Mace guy, he played really well. He tried to grab me to bring back to his teammates, and he forces me to trade, which is good. Good play on him. You know, the value was a 1-for-1, right? Because it's 30 kills at least, so that's not too bad. I take that. I take that. Now I bring out my next units, which is going to be the Zealots, and he should have forced me not to pull, but then I'm able to get my units here, and Zealots eat Spear Sergeants really easy, so I go in, hit what I can, hit that, hit it for free, and the enemy is on point here. So this is where the game of tug of war is, and the reason why we lose is those Galahads in the back, right? This is one of the reasons why I regretted not going Yorkish, because I wanted to flank those Galahads, but I didn't have the units, and I was hoping my team would flank, but look at, they're hitting for free. All game they were hitting for free, and those Galahads were just putting in work all game, and nobody is targeting them, which sometimes it happens. Never let skirm units hit for free, and I should have been diving them right now. I should have, but I'm Zealots, right? So I want to play to the best of my job, right? I'm trying to do my job as a Zealot player and hit all of the shield units here, which is the stalwarts. Sure, I could go and hit the shield units of Galahads, but I needed to break the defenses from the enemy team. So I traded my Zealots and decided to go and pull again. But those Galahads still laying it down. They're 30 units. Galahads is 30 flat, and they're able to shoot 30 jabs, right? And their block break is pretty high, and they shoot straight in their condensed and circle formation. They could go ahead and wipe the field like crazy if played correctly in the back line. So I pull up my claymores here, and I decided to move in. The team has prefecture archers, or whatever those archers are, and they had Kriegsrats. Kriegsrats is pretty good. However, like some range units, they're kind of dog water. You don't want to bring them in. I'm just being honest. You guys don't want to bring a couple of the range units. I dodged these trebs here. I dodged the trebs. Luckily for me, I didn't take any hit, and I dodged everything here. And then I should have forced myself into those Galahads again, but I want to trade here. Like, I did a good trade. I hit 3-2 just to spin and stop those Cavs, and I'm charging my direction into those Galahads, but my units are not good enough, so I dive here. But I get fucking sniped. I should have kept pinging it, but it's fine. You know, it's just one of these games. This game, I think I do lose, but it was a great tug of war game. Sometimes games are like this, right? This is tug of war. So they're playing both angles. They're playing from the supply. We're playing from our supply, so it's like a diagonal tug of war. Really good. I should have played this map better. If I'm being honest with you guys, I should have played this map better. I think if I had the Yorkish, it would have been a little bit different. It's just just those Imperial jabs. I picked up a few things, but they weren't the game changer as I needed. Like there was nothing countering those Galahads, and that was the reason why we lost this map. But we'll play it out. I'll show you. Yeah, so they move in, they rush in, they have all their units, they're rushing in here. Really good play. They're pressing their advantage, which is nice. I should be going for those Cocos. I think I was tired this day too. I think it was late in at night, to be honest. It was like in the AM. But yeah, I should have went for those Cocos. We went and dived in. I was trying to buy time on point. I think that's what it was. And everybody moves in from here. We have a couple of white units to tank a little bit. They don't do a lot, but they do take aggro off of units. And the team should be pushing in. All these spear sergeants should have been X into the enemy line here. They should be stepping on the enemy rather, so then they could take most of the hit from the AI. That's how you want to play spear sergeants. And we're just trading here. Those Galahads are still putting in work. You see that? It's the same Galahads too. Same Galahads. And then we go in. I think this is the final trade here. We don't have units to actually Zerg and beat them, but I go in. I try to hit the backside. I was tired of their bullshit. And I just go in. But yeah, I'll do my slash to apply them doing less damage to me, but it did not matter. They have all of the shield units, the stalwarts and everything else, while we have spear sergeants that doesn't really do anything. They're bulky, right? So their spear sergeants is good to pair with Mermellos, but they don't kill anything. They just help tank. But if you go spear sergeants with Halberd elites or Wu-Weis or something that does damage, it would be really good. It's just them by themselves, they're kind of just free units to bank on. I didn't get a lot of unit kills this game. It is what it is too. But yeah, they take the game here. So all of the spear sergeants are just getting moved aside, right? That's just what it is. That's just what happens. And yeah, I think they cap. I think they take point and they cap. All of the Rattans in the back there is applying debuffs, applying negative movement speed, and applying negative damage done. So if you're playing Rattans, it's good to pair with tanks so you could help support and make sure that the enemy does less damage. Prefecture archers is just hitting units, but I'm pretty sure they're hitting shield units. And then I told Batosai if he could flank with those berserkers, but the game was over anyways. I pull out these helots that isn't gonna do anything. I was gonna pull out a siege artillery. I was gonna pull out an artillery, but it wasn't gonna do anything here, and the game was done. So that was game 2. I like this game here, even though that I lost, I do respect it. It was a good tug of war. Everybody played really good here, especially the enemy team. The enemy team played really good, and the enemy team moved together. They played their shield units together, and they stacked together. And that's how you want to play maps like that. When you see the team move, you want to move with them, but try not to throw, right? Anyways, other than that, that is all I have for you guys today. If you guys like this video, go ahead and press that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to push me in the algos. As always, I do appreciate your guys' time, making it all the way to the end, or watching my videos, or even leaving me fancy comments, nice comments. It's been a pleasure making videos for you guys. I know this is still the early stages, but we still have many more content and videos to make. Other than that, that is all I have. So I will see you in the future, and before I leave, as always, mouth is wet. Goodbye.